Yes, sir. Coming to you, live, man. Need at least 5 grand to hold my finance. You know what's up? It's time from Bros with Mics, and with us today, we got no other than Mike.
What's
What up,
good? What's
dog? What
good?
up, big dog? Man, we getting it out here. Let me get
Boy,
this up. We got some news for you boys
what's some Travis
today.
boys do in new news?
How's life been treating you, man? How's the travels? I heard you got a little foreign on us. Got to get up out of here a little bit,
Yeah, we
man.
went and visited wife's side of the family. We went to South America. We went to Chile. We was in
Okay, okay.
Los Vilos, Chile for about a week.
Tell us about that. I'm gonna get this set up for everybody. Make sure it's synced out. But
Um,
tell us about the trip. What don't you get into down there, man?
just
Now,
New
how's
Year's,
the
man.
weather down there? You know, it's summertime down there, right? Right.
Boy, we want to talk about the absolute epitome of sadness. When we got back, this was a few days ago. We get back and it's 30 degrees. And there it didn't drop below. I would be confident to say 75 the entire time we're there.
Sheesh.
So I mean, it was nice. Food was amazing. If you like fresh seafood, that's the spot to be. If you
You know,
like
I like
ceviche,
seafood, man. I'm all about. I see food, I eat it. That's how I am, man. I like.
facts, yeah, facts. I mean, I ain't get this big for no reason. I enjoy eating. Put a hurting on some food out there. But no, New Year's was fun. Did our Went to some beaches out there. It was a good time, man. I loved it.
Oh man, I'm glad to hear it, man. That's always the best. Getting some time with the family, getting a little foreign in the process.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
that's I mean, it's no better experience right there. Let me got one more to send us out to, and we should be good to go. But you know why we're here today? We got to review the ever changing landscape of college football. We know how it is
Where
now with the NILs, with the end of the season, what these cats are committing, decommitting. You know, speaking of decommitting, we got a huge decommit from the University of Alabama. But why? Why, Mike? Ask me why, Mike.
why would that be a thing?
Because head ball coach is out of there. I've said it. Me and Cody Woe, who is unfortunately not here today. I know you guys have noticed that a few times. Cody's been out of here, but it's okay. He is growing professionally. My man is out there. He is back in school and he is doing his thing, man. So, you know, show goes on, but the co-host isn't here. And we're going to keep pressing on, Presser. We'll see him soon. He got a lot of good information, but hey, give my man a round of applause. He's back in school and getting his thing done.
Love
And
to
that's how you
see
got
it.
to do it, man. So you got to do it right there. But no,
Love to see it.
Alabama's coaching great Saban has retired or is retiring. You know, he could always
Yeah.
change his mind. That's kind of the landscape of things. You know, nowadays people can just say, you know, I'm retiring, change my mind. Just kidding, I'm back again. We saw this last year
Yeah.
after the season, not getting a championship. Him and his wife. We know about a lot of property down there in Florida, allegedly. Not so allegedly because it kind of got confirmed later on. And he's bought a bunch of car dealerships. He's been setting up his life for retirement.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's time to punch that ticket. I think I called at the beginning of the season, man, what we're talking about here. If you go back and watch some of the old clips, called at the beginning of the season. When we saw, well, really the end of the season last year into this season, once they lost to Texas and being very inconsistent throughout it. If they were able to get the job done a lot of times, they still won the SEC, right?
Yeah.
Still Alabama standard, but it ain't what they were used to. They're not winning the big show, right?
I honestly, that was probably even they've probably had worse. That's
Yeah.
probably the roughest all around looking Alabama team we've seen in a while, just because of how they
Yeah.
looked at the beginning of the year and how shaky they were. Am I surprised by this? Not really. I actually, my my stepdad, he is a, I mean, true and true Alabama fan. Which we every family's got a few of those. You just got to love them dearly and hold them close and let them know that there's they still matter.
Yep.
Um, but I told him I was like, I don't see even if and tell me if I'm wrong. Even if Bama wins the Natty this year, do you think this changes anything? No.
No, I
Nick
think Nick
Saban still
Saban, he's at
retires.
that. Yeah, he's at that point. I mean, it'd have been nice to go out on top, sort of
Yeah,
like a Harbaugh is doing, where he's going out on top, want to make the transition. But
I knew it
I
was
don't think it changes.
concrete the SEC championship game. I'm pretty sure you've heard that video snippet of when him and Kirby are at the 50-yard line
Mhm.
talking pregame like usual ball coaches do before a big game, and it
Yeah,
literally sounded like a farewell tour, like type of conversation between Nick Saban, who pretty much created Kirby and who he is, and Kirby has went on his own at Georgia and created a different animal and a different beast
yep,
there at Georgia. And just hearing them talk and how Kirby was like, I don't know how to express thank you for all the things that you've done for me as a man, as a coach, whatever it was. You've always
Mhm.
been there for me, and I just want to say thank you." And I was like, I'm listening to it, and this was maybe a few weeks ago. I might have saw it on
Yeah.
Twitter or X, and I was like, that doesn't sound like this is gonna be something we ever see again.
Yeah.
And it ain't, and it's I mean it sucks, but at the same time, it is something we all knew eventually was going to happen.
Mhm.
I mean us people like our college football guys that are stuck
Yeah.
to it, that never seem to understand what off season is because I don't.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's kind of a change in the regard. If we really look at it, Nick's been around since what, oh 07, oh
Yeah,
08, I think roughly. I mean,
yeah,
that's been our whole me in middle school around about seventh grade up until now. I mean, Nick Saban's kind of been the big dog. Before that, Foreman was the big dog. At Orgeron, they were coming through their waves with it at different schools. But to see Nick Saban kind of take that helm and be the face of the SEC for a while there. I mean, we had Florida in their time right there. We can't talk about old ball coach him his Timothy Tebow time down there.
yeah,
Uh, but to really see the face of the SEC, it's been Nick Saban, all Nick, and it's weird to see
yeah,
that kind of changing. We knew it was going to happen. He's old. He's getting up there in age at this point in time.
yeah. And you said it
I
best.
noticed
They
when
got
he
that
he
house in
wasn't
Florida.
as he wasn't as animated as he used to be on the sideline. Nick like, oh, get crunk. He kind of like, huh? When you start seeing Nick kind of okay, then something's wrong. He's getting
I
old to
mean,
that point. But I don't mind. I am a Vol at heart. UT. I'd love to see this rivalry go ahead and flip back on his head. The Battle of the Bend goes back to Tennessee. I'd love it. Um,
yeah,
you'd love to see. I mean, in my time, we got to beat Nick Saban. We got to see that. So it's been 15 years, and we
yeah,
accomplished that. So I'm not upset because I got to see that in my lifetime. Some of these cats, when we get to see my boys didn't. Oh yeah, they did get to see. They were just, infants, but they didn't really know the difference. But in their
yeah,
lifetime, Tennessee beat Alabama, and that's what matters.
yeah.
We were able
That's
to
all we
accomplish that.
wanted
You
to
want to
see, and
beat the
that's all we
best.
cared to see.
Yeah, we beat the best. That's what we want. Just like Georgia, y'all got to beat the best in your time. You won a national championship on his
Doing it.
head. On top of
Yeah.
that, so uh, that's one of those where it's. I mean, it's tough. 7 national titles, 6 of them at Alabama. That's crazy. And
Yeah,
that's GOAT
it's
status. So when you really get into it, that is true GOAT status.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he's and even as a Georgia and even you as a Tennessee fan, there's no beating around the bush about that. He is going to go down the best college football coach we've ever seen, ever,
yeah, ever.
regardless of
Ever.
what
Yeah,
those old coaches way back in the day did. I No one can do the things that he did in the fashion he did it,
yeah.
and
The
just getting better
dominance
and
of that
better. Yeah,
program was
it
just
was.
ridiculous how dominant they were. At
And
their
me and you
height,
know
it's
both.
crazy.
Me and you both know how dominant it was is because we sat on the other line having our chances of national championships
Yeah.
and SEC championships taken away from us year after year by the hands of this man, which in all
Yeah.
eternity inside when I saw it, I was just like
I'll tell
McNeil, we
you,
prayed for times like this.
if
Like
I
it
can think
was
of any
just
loss that hurt the most, I mean, every loss hurts. It sucks.
yeah,
But at the hands of Alabama, Big Cody, I think is his name, blocking it twice on us, getting back there
uh,
twice, like coming over that line
yeah,
when you're so close to beating Alabama, and it just gets knocked right out of the air. God, dog, man, there's one school I want to beat every single year. It's Alabama. It goes Alabama, Florida, Georgia, right? And
yeah,
Georgia can flip because the homies are all Georgia fans. But
yeah,
Alabama was that school to beat, and we got it done. And to see Nick Saban that wave head up out of here, man, it's like I said, it's kind of surreal. I knew it was coming,
yeah,
and not to say, oh, I predicted it because I knew it was coming, and it was just time. I mean, we all come through seasons. There's a season for everything, right?
yeah.
What up, Jason? What up? What up? Way to swing into the comments, big dog. We'd love to get you on here and get your opinion in here. Just let us know. Just holler at it. We get the link sent. It's actually in the stream. You can hop in here if you want to get your opinion on the matter. But
Sweet.
to see that changing of the guard is kind of crazy. But what comes with head ball coaches leaving, what comes with people, we've seen it at Oklahoma. We see it at every school. We've seen it when they made the flip from Oklahoma out to USC. You've seen all the recruits headed out that way.
Yep.
So what
Jason
comes
just
next
said it.
now?
Somebody just Alabama just lost a receiver.
Ryan Williams, 5-star, is already out the door. We knew it was going to come, which is great. Nico would love to have some more weapons. So make your way up the Tennessee River, right on
Come
out
on,
here
dog.
to Knoxville. We'd love to have you, man. The Chattahoochee's dirty. You don't want to go out to Georgia
You
anyway.
saw what
Um,
Shador Sanders was tweeting.
Shador is trying his best to get some of those
Oh,
guys,
he
but
said Alabama players, tap in, come
yeah,
over here.
nobody
It,
cares about y'all. Like all this, yeah, he might go. You're right. He might stay in Alabama, head down to Auburn.
Smart.
But no, Colorado's going to try their best to get their recruiting in. I
Everyone
mean,
is.
Nick's,
Everyone
yeah,
is. And that's
people like,
everyone's true nature of the beast when you have a coach of this stature, which we've never seen this type
yeah,
of situation. When you
yep,
have a player or a coach of this stature
mhm,
leave a university that he has pretty much
mhm.
created the
From the
dominance
yeah, like we
and
knew at Bear
carried on.
Bryant when Bear was there, they were good, but
Yeah.
it wasn't Nick Saban. Like to
Nah.
really get the Alabama standard,
Yeah.
he created that. So him leaving, that creates a void right there. Those players don't want that
Yeah.
uncertainty. They want their
Here's
pockets fattened, and they want to go somewhere who's willing to pay now.
we know players are going to leave.
Hmm.
Here's my question, and I know this is probably what you were going to tangent into. Who in their right mind accepts that job?
Man, and I'm glad you said that because top candidates to coach at Alabama next. Me and Cody, what we're talking about this briefly before I had to get off the phone there with him. And there's a lot of people who they considered might step in. Norvell's name was tossed around there,
Yeah.
right? And though he hasn't been there very long, so it'd be almost senseless for him leaving. But there's a few people. Um, let me see.
How
Let me see.
ironic.
Someone
How
with a huge.
ironic would it be for Norvell to
Uh-huh.
just go through what he went through and having Alabama take Florida State's spot in the national championship in the playoff,
And he jumped ship. He's like,
and
you
he
know what?
jump ship and go to Bama?
Let's go to Alabama.
That would
Yeah,
be
someone with a
absolute
huge
troll
ego.
status.
I don't know if you can have the ego and go to Alabama. I think you got to humble yourself. One, because the fan base, that the alumni are very strict about their football, right? Having somebody who comes in with too big of a head and try to overinflate the expectations, he'll get pushed out quickly because
I
if you
don't
don't
think the coach
perform,
necessarily has to do all that, though. I think that
mhm,
fan base has to do it. I
yeah,
think that entire fan base is going to have to look themselves in the mirror
time to
and
humble
realize
themselves.
that it's going to be like, hey, we might, if we struggle,
Yeah,
it's the nature of the beast.
yeah,
I think it's a little bit of both. You can't have a coach that's going to come in and say, "Oh, Alabama ain't changing. It's still the show over here." And
hmm,
when you lose 2 or 3 games a few seasons in a row,
yep.
you're on the chopping block there. There's no 2 or 3 seasons and you'll be fine. Um, it's pretty much nut up or shut up. But I think I saw 3 names
Which
and
ones?
I
I got a
said
couple of them right here that I'm very iffy about them. Dan Lanning from
Dan
Oregon.
Lanning was one of them I was going to say.
That is a possibility. Washington's Kalen DeBoer.
I
Bandwagon
saw that
Alabama's
one.
a bunch of they fight. Right? God dang it. I just got on the bandwagon and the coach has jumped off. It's the Oregon Trail, bro. People
Yeah,
falling off
they
left and
falling off
right.
the Oregon
It's
Trail.
the nature of the beast. Dabo Sweeney to leave Clemson to go
That
to
one makes
Alabama.
sense. That makes sense because hear me out. Who was the coach a few years ago to really take what Alabama had been doing and match them and beat them not once but twice? Am I correct? Didn't Clemson in that stretch win 2 natties
Mhm.
and do those things? Yeah, because they won it with Deshaun and they won it with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Clemson is the only team other than Georgia more recently to match and beat. To match the level of recruiting, match the level of player development, matching that player of having those 5-star type of guys. Clemson was the only team to do it. Dabo going there makes sense.
Give me 1 second. Somebody decided to wash laundry and it's coming down super loud behind me, but we'll push on push it. You know what? I got a mixer for a reason. Shout out to EMJ for sending me this great mixer. And it's actually wonderful. EMJ happens to be my dad. So shout out to him for hooking me up. Penn State's James Franklin, Florida State's Mike Norvell, and Notre Dame's Marcus Freeman. I don't see Marcus Freeman leaving. I don't see Norvell leaving, only because they just got to those positions, and it'd be silly for them to leave right about now.
Lane Kiffin.
Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
He's brought
He
Lane Kiffin only because if we look at his history, he doesn't mind bringing in a bunch of recruits and then bouncing with those same recruits as we saw he did in Tennessee. It is
He'll
a
pull the Lincoln
high
Riley in a
possibility.
heartbeat.
Bama clause in his contract. Clemson fans are hoping they offer Dabo. He has a clause though. It's a Bama clause in the contract, so they can't. There's a probably where they're like, no, you can't leave us to go to Alabama. If something happens. That'd be smart of them if they did do that, and they can't tame
Yeah,
Lane. Yeah, Lane is too wild for him.
but here's my thing. If you're gonna go to a school of that nature, you have to be unright yourself. You can't be just a normal James Franklin. No. James Franklin did terrible at Vanderbilt. He went to Penn State, shoulda, woulda, coulda, did absolutely squawk at Penn State. You need a coach that's got an edge. Believe it or not, Nick Saban had an edge. He was a crazy SOB.
Yeah, he was what they needed at that time, but he's a dying breed. Some of those. I mean, just like Dabo is a dying breed. Dabo doesn't want to bring in the NIL guys to transfer them over. Like, hey, we rather build it from scratch or bring these guys out of high school and build them up. And that's a dying breed nowadays.
Where did that get him?
You're right. It got him nowhere.
It got him absolutely nowhere. Which as soon as I heard him
Oh
say
yeah,
that
you said that Lane will leave, bro.
yeah, you just
Lane,
screwed your chance.
bro. Lane will be in Alabama before the ink dried on the offer. I'm telling you, if they gave him, nobody would know he was gone. His man would pull up. Matter of fact, he probably ordered Uber Eats. And by the time the Uber order got there, he's already in Alabama at that point in time. He is that kind of guy. I mean, I feel like he's going to take the best opportunity. He said, no, I kind of regret it. I felt bad afterwards leaving Tennessee like that in the middle of the night. When I'm like, man, no, you didn't, bro. He definitely 100% would pull a Tennessee. He 100% would be out of there without a shadow of a doubt. One, because of the stature of that program. But I wonder, because Nick Saban just got a contract extension. How's it going to play in with the retirement? Like, do they cut him off a certain percentage since you left early, give you a certain percentage? Not like he's hurting for money.
They probably had a clause in that contract like, hey, if you plan on retiring, but in amongst this contract that we give you, this is what we'll pay you each year, and then once we get you there, we'll stop paying you. He's going to get his money.
Yeah, he'll get the money, but they're probably going to space it out now so they have cap room essentially.
Oh, yeah.
To get a new coach in there. We're not going to give you $80 million up front right now, $75 million up front. We'll give you $5 million of the next, like a retirement pay. We'll give you $5 million in the next 10 years.
You're going to get like some of these you hear in NBA, like some of these players who haven't played for that team in God knows how long, but are still pulling a paycheck. That's what it's going to be for the next few years.
It has to be that way. I just they ain't got it like that, especially in the age of NIL, where that money has to go to your players' pockets right now. They ain't got it like that.
I feel like it's a different purse you reach from though when it comes to coaching, paying coaches, and then paying players, or NIL. Sorry, paying players to sound.
That's what I was saying right there. Yeah, Saban spent $700 million on BMW and Ferrari. We knew that when he's buying up this multi-million-dollar properties, like tens of millions of dollar property down in Miami, that he was on his way out the door. Right, him and his investors knew it was a BMW Ferrari with his name on it. Saban is about to become. If you've ever been to Tampa, there's the Honda done huge Tampa, huge. It's the car dealership down at Kia Hyundai. That's how he's about to be in Florida, living his best life.
That life is fixing to be so cush. My man's gonna wake up a Debbie cake in the morning and just absolutely. It's gonna be oatmeal pies and Cokes and sitting in his Ferrari and just laughing at people. Which he deserves it.
Yeah, no, his family's about to be set for life by Alabama. Not that they were hurting anyway, but he's definitely about to be living his best life now. Let me see. Make sure we ain't got no comments over here.
His son's about to be selling cars. You best believe he's finna have his son on the lot.
Oh, for sure. That Alabama, that Saban on it. Boy, roll on into these deals. The tide is high. Roll on in and get these car deals.
Roll in down to Saban Chevrolet.
Right on down to Saban Chevrolet.
Come on in to Saban Chevrolet.
Buick GMC. Saban. Deals. Wacky inflatable man. They got the inflatable man out there going.
It's gonna be an elephant. It's just gonna be a big ass giant elephant floating around.
Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be Saban. If you hear this, man, come on the podcast. Doubt you will.
You ain't got nothing better to do.
You got nothing better to do. You retired now, man. You
Yeah,
making
I don't
money.
know if you've seen his lake
Oh,
house,
like Burton.
which Jason's talking about. His
Mhm.
lake house is immaculate.
Oh, it's like
Which
it's
he
like
was
that.
you was talking trash about Georgia the other a second ago.
Mhm.
He vacations in at Lake Burton, Georgia. I don't know if you
Yeah.
look it up. He's a smart man. He comes to the better
Because you
state
don't
of
want to live there. You don't want to live in
Georgia.
Georgia. I didn't want to live in Georgia, but you come to vacation. It's fun to live. Let's come to vacation there, and then we go on about our day. Go on about
Yeah,
your day.
yeah.
But let's get here. But no, man, there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of people, a lot of transfers. How is Georgia looking in the nature of the transfer right now? Transfer portal. Have you guys been eating? I know
I
a
feel
couple
like
of
we
people don't
have.
like Carson Beck
It's
leaving. I mean,
it's
staying.
yeah. Carson's gonna stay. There's a lot happened since the last time I think I came on, or me and you've talked
Yeah,
in general about the transfer portal. This whirlwind about this quarterback that was with us for a night and then dipped out,
yeah,
Lane Kiffin style, from Las Vegas. I forget his name. I didn't even learn his name. That's how fast the cat left. I didn't even learn the
yeah.
guy's name. But he's going to USC. Good
Yeah.
move for him. Lincoln Riley is a great quarterback guy. We've got our quarterback. I don't want any more problems. I don't want that to be the thing to
Mhm.
where we think we have our quarterback situated. Someone joins in, and then people start blowing smoke for no reason.
Yeah.
Uh, I think Georgia is going to be absolutely crazy. In all honesty, I mean, I know we're losing a lot, which every year Georgia loses a lot. That's every team. That's the nature of the game we play. But looking at who we've returned and the percentage of what they've played, we're returning another 65 to 75% of our players that played this past year. Keep Carson Beck, who looks
Uh,
solid in that offense.
McConkey and Brock
McConkey's
already
gone,
they've
Brock's
already made the
gone.
yep.
Which here's the one thing I will say to any Georgia fan and anyone that has questions about how Georgia will react to Brock leaving. There's nothing you can do. Because here's the thing. We will never, unless something crazy happens, there's gonna be in college football, we'll never see another tight end like Brock Bowers. You'll never will. You never will. He is a absolute one of one. There's no copies. He's
Yeah.
just a straight up
He's just
dog, and
built
that's
like
who he
that.
is.
Yeah.
He was just like that. Do we have replacements for him? Yes. Are they going to be just as good or even better? Probably not. We don't know.
Yeah.
But Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky, we got a freshman that stepped on. And I saw him during bowl game practice. Dude's like 6'7", 6'8", and he looks like he's been at Georgia for a year or two already. Like dude looks like a grown man. Beard, he fits right in. Looks like he fits perfectly for what we have. Um, I think we'll be fine. I think the run game is going to be insane next year because we get our bruiser running back from hurting himself this year. We're bringing in ETN from Florida, and we're going to tune him up and let him do his thing out of Georgia. I think we're going to be all right. I mean, we got that. We got our Lad McConkey replacement. We got Humphreys from Vanderbilt, which that cat's got wheels, dog. I don't know if you saw any of his
Yeah.
clips. That cat's got wheels. We still got Lovett. We still got Ra Thomas. We still got Arian Smith, which this is going to be Arian Smith and Ra Thomas's year.
Yeah.
They're going to be there. I think we'll be fine. I'm excited because it's another off season for all the craziness to happen.
Mhm.
It's another craziness for all the
And
people to come
I
and
think a
go.
lot of teams have been doing pretty good with the transfer portal too. I think Vandy Kid was overrated.
Hey,
You
he
know,
scored on our
there's some,
defense. He scored on
yeah,
our defense. He caught a slant and got up out of there.
got got gone.
He
And
got through
that's the
there.
nature of it. But to get in some of these transfers from coming out of Tennessee here, coming to Tennessee, one from Gonzaga. Uh, Jalen McCurry, cornerback 5'11", transferred in. On the way out, we got Tamarion McDonald. I think he was one of the ones that went Ole Miss, transferred to Louisville because they paid him a little bank. Wesley Walker already to Louisville. Deshaun Rucker from Tennessee. He's leaving Tennessee, going to USF, headed down to Tampa. He's a Florida boy anyway. He's on his way out the door. Chris Braswell, Tulane. We picked him up. That's a pretty good one. Jermon McCoy, we picked him up at cornerback, 6', 180. It's a nice build dude.
That's a dude.
Eli Purcell, linebacker. We need to shore it up. We lost Addison Nichols, lineman. Jack Luttrell, we lost him. Louisville is a ranked portal class. Yeah, I don't know where they got this money from all of a sudden.
But they had a good
But
year. They had a
Yeah, and
good
they
year.
just
You can't
they
really
pulled it out of there, and they got some quality transfers from a
because
lot of
believe it or
schools.
not, a few weeks ago, before when it was conference championship, it was them
Yeah.
in Florida State.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, I think I think they're I think they're just getting that whirlwind of players just because of how good of a year they had.
Yeah, I think one to watch for Tennessee fans is this Gerald Mincey, right? We had it secured at one point in time. They said he was going to Ole Miss. Their schedule, yes, definitely helped Louisville. We've seen the quality of the ACC was not fantastic. You've seen their best school get rocked. I don't care how many people you had out. You put up 3 points, big dog.
Yeah,
Struggle, loss. That's what that was right there. Gerald Mincey for Tennessee, we OT out the way, only way out the door. He has secured his bag anyway just yet. At first, it was to Ole Miss. Then people possibly said to Louisville. Then some people say he might be staying at Tennessee. You can enter the portal and not go anywhere to kind of fill some offers and see what kind of money you get, which it does
yeah.
happen every now and then. That bowl game too definitely helped. Yeah, they Louisville definitely made out like a bandit, and I think they might be the new competitors of the ACC here soon. I think that's the team to watch for to start being to be the top dog of the ACC. The
Which I
portal's
know,
wild. So yeah, the portal was
Jason in the
absolutely
comments
crazy.
said Louisville was number one. It's still
Mhm.
Colorado for
Colorado,
on three.
really? Oh, on three, yeah. On three
Yeah,
is
on
kind of
three.
iffy. Depending on if
Yeah,
you look on three, depending on if you're looking at ESPN, they all kind of bounce back at who,
back
what,
and
when, where,
forth.
how type deal. Let's
Yeah.
see if we pull it up right here. So for on three, and so total recruiting rankings goes in this order right now. Georgia for recruiting, you got 3 5 stars, 19 4 stars, 6 3 stars with a total of 28 commits coming up to this fall season. That is off the chain. Kind of setting up Alabama
Yeah.
2 5 stars, which is crazy. Bama only got 2 5 stars, 18 4 stars, 6 3 stars,
One of them just
but they
left.
are, and they're losing people. So that's going to happen. Texas
Yeah.
at 3, Oregon 4, Ohio State, Miami, LSU, Auburn, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Florida State, the Tennessee at 12. It says we only have 1 5 stars. I'm pretty sure we got 2. One of them, they kind of iffy, bouncing back and forth. 11 4 stars, 9 3 stars, 21 total commits. 24/7 had them at 1 yesterday. They could change every day. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
All it takes is one kid to change his mind, get a little bit of money from somewhere else, and said, "I'm out. I'm out. I'm going at this point in time. I'm not standing around.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying me a little bit more money. I don't care about the culture. Even though when I got there, I said, it's a family, it's a culture. And then you hear about the money. Yeah, it's a family and a culture over there too. No, it ain't. It's about your bag, which I
It's
don't mind.
just it's just
I
fixing
don't
to be
mind.
really interesting with all these guys that we've seen just transfer over to Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't know because I mean they picked up 2 or 3 players. They picked up an
I
offensive
love it.
lineman and stuff
I
like that.
love it. I love it. I love it, man. You know why?
Yeah.
Because Bama's coming to town. Matter of fact, with Saban out the door, and they talk to the missus now. I might go ahead and secure my tickets to Tennessee Alabama game this year to watch another dub. Y'all
I
coming
hate
to
to
town
tell
without
you,
Saban?
you go in there and you lose to a Sabanless Alabama, my guy, that's a hard pill to
Boy,
swallow.
at that point we better have shoved our foot down Florida and Georgia's throat. Just because and I could see a loss because now we don't know what to expect. We knew what to expect with Saban. They're hard-nosed runners. They got some good fast guys over the top, and they had a great defense. You get it. He retires after the portal classes. What a douche. Yeah, the closest that would be a douche move. If I was a parent, I'd be furious. Yeah, especially since these kids have signed letters of intent. Right here, where it's like, dang, you gotta commit. The portal should open back up. This open in spring. I think it opens back up in the spring. I think
Yeah,
it's what
but
spring,
I'm afraid that they're going
fall.
to start making chances to how quick you can actually get back
Get
on
out
the
of the portal.
field after doing that. Because and that's true. It does suck for those
It's probably a
guys.
strategic move, I bet, to wait to after the portal closes so you can get as many people in.
Well, that's probably purely the athletic director just looking at
Yeah.
him and say, "Please, just stay."
Yeah,
Just
wait until I know you're leaving.
yeah.
Trust me, ain't no way he sprung that on them today. He
Oh God,
definitely has
no.
been
This
speaking
this
about
is
it. Like, hey,
something.
I'm on my way out the door. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, don't, see a
Yeah.
strategy at that point. So there's no way he just says, okay, you know what, I'm leaving today. I'm announcing today. No, he says, hey guys, I'm gonna wait till after this so we don't screw up recruiting. I don't leave you guys ass out at this
It's
point in
weird.
time. Uh, but I am going to be leaving. So that's okay. Once the portal closes, we get as many people in. We get some of these people to go ahead and sign. We get some of these cats to even go ahead and show up at school because you sign your letter of intent. It's hard to bag out of that, right?
Yep.
You got to get a waiver for some hardship, mental health stuff. Hell, you can say that's mental health. You came to Alabama under false pretenses. They recruited you under false pretenses. Maybe get a lawyer and get it out of them if you really want to take it that far, or you just wait to spring ball. And I think the portal, let's see when the portal opens back up.
It's going to be crazy. It's I'm so excited, and even I don't think we got to talk. I watched the video that you went over. I think you dropped the video for the national championship, right? You went over it and kind of talked about it, what you thought. That was the most pitiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into that. Let's see. Let me get this. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about business days. When does it open? So football bowl subdivision 30-day window for transfer portal December 4th. Spring window is April 15th through 30th. So it'll open back up in about 3.5 months right there. We'll see it, or 4 months from now. It'll open
do it
back
right there
up
before spring.
Yeah, so that'd be great. Some of those guys get in there and make that jump, see if they don't like it, see what they're looking at, and get up out of there. Which I don't mind. But yes. Let's where goes she? I want to bring these statistics up because honestly, I don't know if I feel that I did talk about the Bowls. We talked about Tennessee whooping the dog smack out of Iowa. 35-0. Nico, you better be ready for him. You better be ready because Nico is coming, my boy. The Polynesian passer, the Samoan slinger. I hope you're ready for Nico when we come between the hedges, right? Because he's coming to whoop some out there.
If
And I
you
hope you're ready
think
for
that
that.
I am worried about that cornstalk
Hey,
one bit,
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and he did look good. I'll give you that. My little brother was extremely excited too because he's he's one of yous. He's a Tennessee fan. But y'all look good. Y'all look good.
Yeah.
Only question is with Alabama, with Tennessee, what are you going to lose this year? Because every single year you
Not
lose a
necessarily
little bit of
lose.
something
We
on one side
gain
of the ball.
defense. We're losing offensive consistency with our linemen. Losing those linemen is huge. Losing a pass rusher like Tyler Barron is okay. We got Pierce coming up who can fill that void. But
Yeah.
losing a pass rusher like Tyler Barron and then our offensive line, we got a few people coming back like Cade Mays. Cade Mays is coming back. Mincy, if he stays, we can still look good with that and maybe get somebody else in there, hopefully.
Yeah.
We can get some of that seniority and to stay in there. But we definitely we lost a lot of our defensive guys, but our defense wasn't great to begin with. So them leaving it's neither here nor there for me. Like, get on up out of here for all I care.
It just
At that
gives you a
point in
chance to be
time,
better.
It does. But what we do have, we're getting back a lot of athletes. A lot of athletes are coming out there down with these recruits. We got the Jordan Rosses, the Boo Carters, people like that. We're getting some studs out here. We got some good tight ends that fit back into that mold, which allows some continuity on the edges for blocking to allow him to get out of the pocket. We lost a guard and right tackle. Yeah, we're losing people left and right on the offensive line. Now we're seeing a lot of people coming in the skilled positions.
Yeah,
but we're not getting heavy in the trenches right now.
Game
That's what worries me.
Quick as a sum,
which is fine because this guy can move, man, and it'll be to the point of where you won't want to blitz as much because he's going to get out of the pocket and you're going to leave open the passes. So they're going to have to start how they did with Milrow. A lot of people had to play spy on him. You had to spy him. If you blitz him, you got to be careful because if he gets out, you got to spy him. You got to keep him contained. But guess what? He's not Milrow. He can throw the ball.
Yeah,
he's accurate. So force that man, force him to stay in the pocket, and we're gonna sling the rock on you. That's what we'd rather do anyway. We would rather pass it down your throat.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, to swing the block right here, we got Washington at Michigan. It was a whooping. We knew one thing for sure, two things for certain, that Washington could throw the ball, right? 255 yards. We knew that's what they do out there in the pack, right? They're not a heavy run. We didn't think they were going to come in and just run it down anybody's throat.
Yeah,
I called that ahead of time. I said, I expect them to be good on the passing block. But rushing stats, I didn't expect it to be great at all. Thought it'd be a little bit better, but I didn't expect it to be great. Now we look up on 2K.
Oh, TK, my boy.
I got you later. 255 passing yards to only 140 by JJ McCarthy, but 300 rushing yards by Michigan. Blake Corum was toting it. Donovan Edwards with
200 in
2
the first half.
gashes.
200 in the
Edwards'
first half.
first 2 carries was gashes. That boy
Yeah.
up out of there on
And
the
he got
first ones.
through there. I was watching
Yeah.
him as soon as I think it was the first. As soon as he hit the hole, I was like, he hit the
Explosive,
sideline
yeah.
or that edge. I was like, he's gone.
Explosive out of there. We saw that. Dylan Johnson just couldn't get it done. He's also injured, and that took a
3
huge
injuries.
blow to them. Yeah, that was a huge blow. They kept putting him back in there, trying, but he ended up just becoming a blocker at that point in time. You seen he was limping. Maybe they gave him a shot or something because he was out there. He could barely even walk, and then came back. But no, it was a dominant.
To see it, but
Yeah.
Penix looked average.
Yeah.
Just so average. And the reason behind it is his offensive line couldn't do anything. Couldn't block,
for
couldn't
sure.
block a ghost. Couldn't block anything.
Yeah.
They were absolutely getting demolished.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally saw a Washington, and we finally saw a Penix under real pressure.
Yeah.
And how he could respond.
I mean, it was expected though. It was expected. We're not playing these Pac-12 ass defenses.
Yeah, I expected the physicality to be strong on the Michigan side. Yeah. I just didn't know. I didn't know Washington would just fall like that.
I mean, that's why Michigan, like he said, that's why they beat Bama. That defense they weren't to be trifled with out there now.
Yeah.
And we knew that if Michigan beat whoever between Michigan and Alabama, whoever won would win it all. I didn't see Texas beating Alabama or Michigan. I didn't see Washington being able to beat either one of them because I knew from the get-go, I said that offense is great, but that defense ain't gonna do nothing about it. And if they continue passes where you're not scoring, what else you got? Nothing. Now, I will say there was some poor calls in this game. There were some the refereeing. You got an ACC group. It's piss poor. And I see, those 2 runs set the pace for the entire game. Oh yeah, they came out busted heads. They didn't let their foot off the gas with it. Yeah. Right? They knew what they wanted to do. They established the run game because Pac-12s aren't known for stopping run game. They're good at stopping the passes, but they're not known for stopping the run game. That's why he had no passing touchdowns. Right? They're good at stopping passes, but that running, man, it was over with. Remember Bama Center out there? Yeah.
He transferred to damn Ohio State.
Yeah, he got up out of there.
He transferred like a week ago, like after they lost.
Yeah, everybody says time to get up out of here. And I mean, some people read the tea leaves. I feel like maybe he was there's whispers about it. Plus, players aren't stupid.
He's an older guy. He's an older guy. He's probably coming up on his senior year.
Oh yeah, then he's probably like time to go. But no, man. What's in the fumbles? 2 interceptions by Michael Penix, which is crazy to be the Heisman runner-up, and you just looked mid.
Dunze's presence was minimal. Like there wasn't anything crazy with the Dunze. The running back being down.
He had 87 yards. Running back being down. They just nothing went their way.
Yeah, nothing was clicking. And Michigan just pretty much leaned on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what because my wife, her being from Washington State, she was rooting for Washington. Which, in all honesty, I was rooting for Washington because I can't stand Michigan. Can't stand them because now we have to hear, and I've already heard a clip on TikTok or Twitter of Dave Portnoy talking about some Michigan has broken the SEC and that the Big Ten runs college football now. Ease up, big fella.
Y'all won by a gnat's ass. It wasn't a big gap. It was very small.
Yeah, you get to touch upon the throne for right now, but do not forget where the crown has been sitting. The last few years. Don't forget that because what we did wasn't no sleep either. Yeah. So it's okay. I'll let the Michigan fans.
Every blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. But we'll see how it happens. Now you got a lot more competition headed over to your cupcake ass conference, right? You got 2 tough games all year, and I dare say Penn State wasn't even tough. You got Ohio State. You got 1 tough game all year.
You got 1 important.
You didn't have to go. You didn't have to go through the ringer all year. To like the SEC, we had to beat each other up, and it's really now about to be dog eat dog. Just coming season.
It's only going to get more.
The introduction of Oklahoma and Texas to a lot of these people's schedule, and Alabama and Georgia play each other finally during the regular season. It's really about to start being dog eat dog right there. Georgia plays Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama gets to see Georgia. I think you got to see Texas again, and there's a lot of these folks that
in
It's
Texas
gonna get
again.
it's gonna get nitty gritty. And with like I said, with the introduction of Oklahoma and Texas, those are huge additions to the SEC, and it's going to make the competition that much better for whoever comes out on top. I dare say, when it comes time for the 12 team, we could see 4 SEC teams up there. We
Oh,
could see
easily.
3 or 4 SEC teams up there. Arguably, out of any conference, I could see it coming from us.
Georgia.
Potential for
Uh,
Alabama. Potential.
I'll keep Alabama in there just off of
Potential for
pure.
Tennessee. Potential for Oklahoma. Potential for Texas.
Yep.
Ole
Missouri
Miss, it's
coming
going
off
to be
the year.
harder.
Missouri
Missouri,
coming off the year they had.
but they're losing a running back. They're losing some people.
Yeah,
That's what we got to
they're
watch out for
losing
them.
just like everyone loses.
I think Thicker Kicker is gone this year too, if I'm not
Ole
mistaken.
Miss, LSU still going to be relevant. We've
Yeah,
got Tennessee. We've got we've got at least 4 to 5 SEC teams that, like you said, dare we say, it should be in a 12-team playoff.
it is. We are championship caliber, truly. Glad Saban left right in time for the start of annual matchups. Exactly. Yeah, with the new swing of things, I'm glad to
Yeah,
hopefully see
he's
Alabama come back down off that pedestal to back to the normal, back down here with the us.
with
Georgia
his
was trying to get up there, but we seen the chink in the armor this year with Georgia. It's not the same Georgia we saw, that 21-22 Georgia, where they were just freaks out there.
well,
23 Georgia was decent, but it ain't 22-21 Georgia right
no,
here.
we'll never duplicate those two teams
Yeah,
because we'll never have the quality of players we had. We
yeah.
literally had Philadelphia Eagles defensive players,
Y'all had an NFL
which
caliber team.
Philadelphia's defense right now is like toilet paper. Anything can go through it right now.
Yeah,
But with that being said, we'll never reach that level again. But I will say I feel completely happy after what we did to Florida State.
yeah.
I was content. Like,
That was
was I looking at the national
boy.
championship game with sickness in my stomach because my team wasn't there half
Not
of the.
me. I said it and I'll say it again because I stand on business when I said if I can see Alabama and Georgia both lose, I'll be all right. And guess what?
You
I see
sick son of a bitch.
Alabama beat them to knock them out of then Michigan turn around and beat Alabama. If I can see both of them lose, I'll take it. And I got what I wanted. And now at the sacrifice of the SEC, some people are like, well, you're still your conference. I don't give a damn. If it ain't Tennessee, I don't care. I mean, I'd like to see the SEC there. But if it
Yeah,
ain't Tennessee, I don't give a damn.
but
But
I was
also, and not giving a damn, I want to make sure you guys, if you pop in here, you see this in a minute, make sure you go follow over at Ball for Life Uncensored. Scoop up over there. It's always fantastic conversations. You can kind of get your opinion out there at Ball for Life Uncensored. So shoot it in there. When you go to get into the group, just say, hey, Tom sent me, and I'll make sure I'll accept it or not, depending if I like you. Go Dogs. I see you, E-Money. Good
go
luck
baby.
on that statement. Hopefully, over the next course of this year, getting ready. We got 8 months until the season starts again. I'm counting down already. And so, like I said, you'll see a whole lot of conversation talking about Ball for Life Uncensored if you guys want to hop in that chat. But no, man, I think it went the way it should have went. Michigan whooped Washington. They were clearly the best team this year. We watched them throughout the year, though. This win could be a little jaded with the fact that they had cheating allegations. But a dub is a dub at the end of the day. And they got it done. So it's kind of
The
you
people
can't
who
really,
want to point at the cheating, they had all year to make something happen about it.
yeah. You could have beat them
Suspending
all.
their
You could
coach,
have found
yeah,
something. Yeah.
could have beat them. Suspending their coach, you know, that's what college football tried, and
Yeah.
it didn't stop them.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Michigan. I understand what it feels like to win one after a very long time drought. So congrats
Yeah.
to you. Enjoy it. But don't get fucking comfortable.
Fun fact, if I'm not mistaken, Michigan won the last national championship right before Tennessee did. So I think that 97
Here goes
season.
are you rubbing the
I'm
crystal
just saying.
ball? Is that you have like a crystal
I'm
ball in your
just
lap? You're
saying.
just gonna
The
like,
last national championship for Michigan was right before Tennessee. I'm
yes,
just saying.
hey, yeah,
Uh we'll see if the Vols what J. Cole said, history repeats itself, and that's just how it goes. And it's about time for my boys to get in. But no, that's really about it. I just wanted to wrap it up. We had to get that information out there to you. We're gonna get Cody Wool back in here again soon. But like I said, my man is out there doing a little bit of professional development, getting himself squared away, and you love to see it at the end of the day, man. You love to see it. Big dog, handle school, handle your business, and we'll get her done on the backside. Again, Mike, thank you for taking the time to hop in here with us. For the folks
always
out
love
there,
to.
getting a comment saying we love to see it, dude. This is the most comments we've ever had. I
It's
love
weird.
the
It's been
conversation,
a hot
man.
streak.
It's been hot. I'd love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it at the end of the day. But no, that's about it. You know, it's time for Bros with Mics. We also got Mike in here. Bros with Mics and Mike.
Let's get
We've
it.
seen Mike before. We know who Mike is. So thank you guys for taking the time to swing by. And Mike, I'll holler at you, big dog. I'm not
Alright,
the
then.
same, my boy.
Peace.
Peace.